Because there's a car I can use sometimes, but then it's not mine, so I don't have to depend on that. I might go somewhere where I have to use 3 taxis. I'll go, I'll make sure I go. Whether I'm late or what, because I love what I do, I have to be there. And when I started, I used to use only a phone, and it was a BlackBerry. You know BlackBerry battery? I get there by halftime, the phone is down. I just sit. Still, I have to get paid because I showed up. But then I always told myself, no, I need to do something about this. But I happened to come with this laptop. I was also a brand ambassador for Intel. So I didn't even have to buy this. They just gave me, I think it's worth 8,000. I was their brand ambassador. I was giving away laptops, but not just to anyone. I tweet and then you respond to something, and then if I choose you, I send you a laptop. It's an Ultrabook. It keeps its battery not connected to anything. It can be for 5 hours once you are using it. And it's one of the most powerful pieces, personal pieces. Answered?
No, you're not getting to it tonight.
How I
You get the late.
Yeah. Look.
And then you take out your laptop.
When I do social media,
yes.
I don't report to anyone. They just hire me, like Tendai, you're going to be doing this and this for 2-3 days. Or you have to be there and there and there.
And this is how much you pay?
Yeah.
2 days?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes I agree, sometimes I will refuse.
So you agree?
I agree.
You get there?
Then I have it on my diary, like, okay, I have to be there at 6. Depending on, okay, most of my events happen in Joburg. It's either Santon, Rosebank, Melrose. If it's not a soccer match, it's around those areas.
Okay.
So for those areas, I'm always on time.
Great.
Yeah. When I get there, okay, a lot of people already know me. Say, Tendai, what's up? And then I usually disappear fast, be where I'm supposed to be, and then I start my tweeting. I could be tweeting now even as I talk to you.
What would you say, Tendai?
Huh? What would I say about the event?
It's a conversation.
No, it's fine. She can ask so long this time. Okay, I've been someone who has always been creative since I was at school. So I talk too much too. So for me to come up with something to say on Twitter, if you go on my profile, if you're on your BlackBerry, you see.
Right now.
Yeah. Huh? Tendai Joe on Twitter.
Not without
Tendai Joe, there's not any other Tendai Joe on Twitter except for me. That I know for sure. There's someone who tried to create a fake account and they told him, you not Tendai Joe. Check how many tweets I have there. I think it's around 172,000. It's not like everyone else on Twitter can have that. It means I tweet a lot. And I always have something to say. But then now my time is limited, so I'm not. I think now I last tweeted. I don't know if today I tweeted. So if I go to a soccer match or somewhere, some give me a script, like I have to follow this. But most of the time they give you a hashtag. Like for yesterday for Heineken, it's Heineken star mention. So whatever you tweet comes from your mind, but then you have to put the hashtag. I also do a promotion. I did a promotion for Status deodorant. It was 3 weeks ago. Everything I tweet must be from my mind, but then at the end I put either you have it or you don't. So if they want to check what I'm doing, they just go on the hashtag. And then they say, oh, there's Tendai, as usual. Sometimes some companies won't ask me to put any hashtag, because that way it will seem like it's me just tweeting as usual. So I can be talking about a company or a product without a hashtag, as if it's me as usual, but then I'm getting paid for that. Answered?
Yeah. What tips can you give us as communication, media, and PR students? What do we need to do or know in order to push ourselves out?
You need to create a Facebook account. I assume every one of you has. And you need to clean up that Facebook account. Don't allow yourself to be tagged by people on pictures that you have nothing to do with. People who tag you on a picture of someone naked. It's not necessarily you who put that. But then if someone visits your profile, they'll see that picture and they will associate it with you. And also avoid extreme religious and political views. As much as you want to express yourself, believe me or not, people watch you. They watch you. They might just change their mind just because you posted something that they don't agree with. Or they think, for your own information, go today and read this. If you post something related to Islam, I'm sorry if there's anyone who is a Muslim, the FBI checks your account. It's flagged. They check it, they will never tell you, they'll check it. It's flagged. If you saw that bombing, those two boys who bombed the Boston Marathon thing, check the reports now. The FBI had been checking their accounts since 2011 when they started posting about Islam. It's not like don't post that, but then make sure that you balance it. Also, go and search, write this down, go and search on Google. The FBI also has a list of words that they check. I think there are about 500. They check that. You never know who is going to give you an opportunity. I've worked even with the US Embassy. You never know. You can be offered something that needs you to travel. You do everything, you're good, but then you're just told you can't do it because of 1, 2, 3. Sometimes they won't even tell you, but then just because they've been watching you, they say you can't do it. If you're on Twitter like I'm on Twitter, there's 2 boys from UK who are going to Los Angeles. Then they said something like, you know our slang. They said something like, we're going to take over LA. LA is going to be on fire or something. They go to LA, that was 2011. They go to LA and then they were denied entry. They had to go back to the UK. Said, you're suspected terrorists. And they were not. It was innocent. They were just having fun. You know how we speak. I'm going to take down LA and all that. And they were whites, they were not even Muslims. So there's also one thing you need to check. As far as you need to express yourself, there's a way of expressing yourself. Also express yourself with people you know, not like with everyone else. And also avoid writing negative things about other people. People do that. You don't like Bonang. Yeah, Bonang this and that, she's too sticky, she needs to gain weight, da, 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 da. You don't know who is watching you and who's reading that. I used to do that to Bonang. I would speak nonsense, that would be Twitter. Then I had a TV show I was doing, I created a concept, it was a good concept. So the only people who could be the hosts or presenters would be Bonang or Anele. And I had all the connections in the right places. Leo Man is my friend, who is now the SABC general manager. And we met on Twitter. Then the agency for Bonang gave Bonang the script. Then the agents called me like, did you ever have a tiff with Bonang? And then I couldn't deny it. I said, yeah, I used to say some things about her. Say, yeah, she's complaining about that. And she's not even comfortable to work with you. I did that. And it was a lesson, it was a learning curve. And yeah, the TV show didn't even go on because we're trying to sell it to a brand. So what brands do, they'll say, we'll buy in, so long we are guaranteed that there is someone popular or famous attached to it so that they have their return on investment. You saw on Clash of Choirs, they put a lot of celebrities, not like it was necessary, but make sure that people want that and then the sponsor get the return on investment. So watch what you say. It's not only Bonang, I just used that example because I really did it. You might do that to different people, even your friends. Maybe they need you to work in a team. And they see that every time you're talking about your UNISA studies, your assignments, you're attacking one of your friends. Then it means you can't work in a team. And you're doing it innocently. We passed that. You need to create your Facebook account. You need to stop posting offending pictures, comments. I remember a lot of people who have been blocked by my friends or even by me just for maybe posting something that is xenophobic. You get my point? or something that is homophobic. Okay, for me, I just don't like anything that is associated with hate. Don't hate people. It's unnecessary. Just live with other people, the normal way. You might see that you have the potential, and among your connection, maybe you have 500 friends. One of those friends is watching you and would one day tell you that there's an opportunity that fits you. But then just because you did that, then the opportunity goes. You also need to create a LinkedIn profile. Do you have?
Yes.
You have. When you create a LinkedIn profile, you have to make sure that it's clean. When I say clean, the picture you put there, it's not a picture where you're posing. No, you don't do that.
My face.
Your face, and you must try as much as possible to make sure that it looks professional. And try to list anything you do that you think would add value to your resume or CV. That is, even if you do a small charity thing, put it. There's a section for that. Put that. Like I told you, I got offered a job 3 days ago via LinkedIn. I never applied. I don't apply for jobs, and I'm not looking forward to work for someone. But they approached me because they saw my LinkedIn profile. And also create a Twitter account. Create it. You need it. There is no excuse like I don't need it in my life. I don't want to tweet. Yeah,
With
I can
the
talk.
Twitter one, I was recently looking for an internship, and 90% of the companies, I'm doing PR, if you don't have a Twitter account, don't apply.
Yeah.
Because they check, even if you say yes, they'll go and look for you. So they just tell you that if you don't have a Twitter account, do not apply for this job.
And that's so true.
On that thing on Twitter. So what about the names? Should I be professional using my name or?
Try as much as possible to use
Write
your
your
name.
real name and then
Your real name. And don't write anything funny on your bio. There are people who use their bio to write like funny things or even swearing at people. Why are you reading my Twitter account? Who the F, whatever. Don't do that. Even if it's...
And the people you follow really matters.
Yeah.
So as you said, you started with social networking thing. This thing comes in my mind. What kind of posts were you updating? Like, what kind of updates were you saying? You were just socially or what?
Me, when I'm on Twitter myself, I post whatever I find funny or whatever is in my mind, but I make sure that I don't offend people. If I offend someone, I do it purposely. Like when I used to do it for Bonang, I used to tell many public relations companies and talent managers that they needed to help their clients to have to understand social media. Just doing a workshop like this. But you realize that many celebrities have pride and they think they're invincible, like they'll never go down because they've already made it. But if you also follow Twitter, you see what happened. If you're on Twitter, you know what happened to Nontle Tema. Yeah, it was a case. It's a case study of someone who didn't understand and know what to do with their accounts. On Twitter, a person will swear at you. But just because they want you to mention them, to respond, they know that you have many followers, and they have maybe 30 followers. And you just cause at home, you are always short-tempered, you are known to be the fighter. You respond to someone with 3 followers, what's swearing, and yet you have around 200,000 followers. So it means your 200,000 followers are seeing that you are swearing at this person. And this person has nothing to lose. Remember, they might be using a fake name, and you are using your real name. Non-Tetema had to lose her job, lost her, endorsements, and there's a lot of money. It's more than $1 million what she lost, just because of not knowing what to do with your account. So basically, be yourself, but then try to be human. You are human, right? Yeah, so try to be human. Don't act like you're an alien or something. You are human. Do what you do, but in a normal way. Don't try to be artificial. There are a lot of people who try too much on Twitter. Someone who hates you, let's say you're in a class like this, someone who doesn't like you might create a fake account and starts attacking you every day. And they'll be telling you things you know, no, this is not random. This is someone who knows me. They'll attack you. Sometimes it will put you down and you feel like leaving Twitter, but then you don't really need to do that. If you're walking in the streets and the street kid swears at you, what do? Do you swear back? You don't. You walk on, you go wherever. Do the same. There's social networks for you. They are good. You can benefit a lot, but they also have their downsides. You can even get into a depression, especially on Twitter, if you take it personal.
So if you don't have followers, like Twitter, some of us, like, we don't have many followers. So should I force to follow many people so that I can get response, or should I just be myself?
No, be yourself.
Without any follow.
Be yourself. Some people follow you because of content you post.
Okay.
You see, if you're a religious person, you are likely to be followed by a person who is religious. You post Bible quotes, people will be saying, but I have a Bible already, so why are you posting about Bible quotes? You get it. But if you post about what your pastor was saying, someone might just follow you to hear more about what your pastor was saying. People follow people for different reasons. Some people follow people for validation. Just because they've, I'm sorry to say this, some people might have low self-esteem. Then their esteem, their confidence is boosted just because Bonan or Tipotaj or DJ Fresh is following them. And what usually happens with those people is like, if the day when Tipotaj unfollows them, everything goes down as if the world is crashing. Yet it's only Twitter. So don't allow yourself to go that way. Be yourself, tweet what you tweet, try to tweet clean things. There are people who swear the whole day, especially ladies. I don't know for what reason. Why? Because I said ladies. I can give you cases. You can go and search now. I have my case studies on Twitter.
That girl, there's a recent sex tape from Vets.
Yeah, from Vets.
Was trending on Twitter. So now the girl is found on Twitter and everyone is following her. And you should see the messed up things she's writing there. Like, what the fuck? It's me, yes, I know. So what? What do you people want?
And that person needs to be employed in 2 years' time, or in a year's time. And what she doesn't know is who is going to employ her and who is she's going to work with. You see? There was also a Zimbabwean nude picture posted 2 weeks ago on Twitter. Then people start following the timeline for that person and it's like, but this person deserves this. At first you feel sorry that someone posted a naked picture of someone. Then you check their timeline, you see that's what they actually love. You see? So after that, even interest in that person goes. What usually happens on Twitter, Twitter is like a high school. There are cliques, there are groups. I think if you're on Twitter, you have observed that. There are groups. There are the cool kids, the so-called, they call them what? Clever blacks.
Yeah.
Then there's the Twitterati, like the royalty of Twitter. There are those cliques. The other trick, you doing public relations or whatever, media studies. Don't put yourself in those categories. Don't try to fit there. Be yourself, stand out. Because if you get there, there's one, the popular one. So you are just a disciple, you follow what they do. That happens on Twitter. Any question before we continue? Or input? We done? No questions?
One more question tonight. You said you also do web designing. That means if someone has got a company, they can approach you and then you can design their website.
Yeah.
And then they must just bring their information about their company and then get all creative.
Manifest.
Do you employ people in this company of yours?
Yeah, I have two
So
guys.
you're not alone.
No, I have two guys who work for me, but then they're part-time. If there are no jobs, there are no jobs. If there are jobs, they're the ones who have to do that. They're working right now on something.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you have to be good to be employed in my company.
You said your email address was?
Can I give everyone my email address?
Yes.
I don't entertain funny emails. Sorry to say that. I don't. I'm serious. I do a lot of talks. I did a talk with UJ. I did a talk in Cape Town at CUT, whatever it's called. Yeah, whatever it's called. I receive funny emails. I don't entertain that. I don't. I take offense.
Or your Facebook account.
No, I'll give you my email. I'll give you my email. But please, don't send me funny emails. Tendai at loftusdigitalgroup.com. Tendai at loftusdigitalgroup.com. This is my official email. So please, and also don't tag me if you get your Bible things. You know those emails that say 10 people, send to 10 people. If you don't, you die. Have you ever seen a gravestone written like? Huh? Tendai at loftusdigitalgroup.com. Tendai Joe. On Facebook, I have 2 accounts. I created another account because the other one has reached 5,000. So you just search for Tendai Joe. They both have same pictures, but there's one that is less than 100 to 300 people. I can add you on that one if you want to learn what I do and all that. So we're done. Huh? I'm done. Unless you need something else, I'll continue. I have a lot of stories to tell. Yeah, I can continue then. You can sit, it's fine. Let's go.
But then you must talk to him.
Don't get scared. One thing I've realized about people is the lack of confidence. You know what I usually do? If I go to somewhere where I'm not known, I'm a complete stranger, especially the events I attend. You know, they are intimidating people, wearing suits and all that. I approach people, I greet, good morning, if it's in the morning, afternoon, if it's in the afternoon, evening. I'm Tendai, I tweet a lot. Then we start. He laughs first and then we continue. She laughs first and then we continue. And that way, I get a lot of business, believe it or not. A lot of business offers, and basically my network grows. When I started, I wasn't known to anyone. But now I can easily go to Santon and someone will recognize me. Tendai, you in Santon? Yeah. Ish, I wish I talked to you. And I'm like, oh, let's hook up, we talk. And then I'm told, oh, there's a business somewhere. I'll connect you, that's it. That's how it grows. Even how you get employed, if you're starting to get employed. You never know who will tell you about an opportunity somewhere. Do you know some opportunities are closed? They'll be like, especially Liver Brothers does that. They'll ask an employee to first look in their circles who qualifies. If that person is employed, then that employee gets something like half of the salary. Not like it's taken from that person, but it's a reward. They want to build this connection, you know, within employees. So you never know. So try as much as possible to be confident and go out, meet people. You can start now. I know a 20-year-old boy from Durban. His name is Cindy Nene. He's also on Twitter. He's so outgoing, he's confident, he's not afraid to ask. And I've been observing him. I don't even tell him. But then I observe him. He writes for Zach Gossip for my blog. He approached me. I want to write for a blog. I said, yeah, cool. Give me your email. I opened an account for him. He writes whenever he wants. That's it. He's doing well. He's doing well. If I would ask him to come here and present to you, you'll be surprised what he has managed to achieve. And sometimes he acts a fool. You know, like you call it wapapa. Yeah. But then at the end of the day, he gets what he wants because he has that confidence. So also work on that. And the other thing, some things no company is going to tell you is there's what is called social media strategy. You know what it is? Let's say you have a bottle of water. You want to sell this bottle of water to people. There's the traditional way of doing marketing where advertisers will package this, make an advert, right? That's the traditional way. Now we have social media. You are needed to tweet about this or write whatever you write, blog about this in such a way that it will appeal to people. What would you write? What would you say about this bottle of water if you wanted people to get interested? Let's say you're tweeting.
Your question again?
Let's say you are tweeting or you're on Facebook. You want your friends to know that there's a new brand of bottled water, and you want them to get interested. Because it's not only about tweeting or writing about it, but it's about conversion, sales leads, creating sales leads. So what would you do? What would you say? Just as an example. Anyone? If you are going to work for an agency, that's basically what you'll be doing. If you're an account manager, you're supposed to come up with, I've worked with account managers, where you realize that this person doesn't have a clue of what they are doing. Especially, an example is the status campaign I did. Someone who was the account manager said, we want to get as many YouTube clicks as possible. You use YouTube, right? How often do you visit YouTube?
If there's a video that's trending.
That is trending. It's known and it's a fact that South Africans don't use YouTube. Because as much as you doubt me, go and check, go and do like double checks. Data is expensive in South Africa, first thing. It's very expensive, abnormally expensive. So people would rather use their data for something else than just stream a video and watch a video. So their campaign was, we want as much YouTube clicks as possible. And you're talking of an advert. Imagine who will go to watch an advert on YouTube, and it's an advert that is playing on TV. If you visit today, I think they have less than 1,000 YouTube views. So our job was to make people watch that. We have to share the link. Who would share it just because they're getting paid? But then we knew for real that no one is going to watch this. Then I had a meeting with them after that, and I told them, this is not going to work. You have to change. Give people like goodies, like freebies. You can say you win a hamper. You see more people who participate instead of making them work. And for real, people responded to that than watching a YouTube video. So there's one part you need to work on your own before you even get employees. You need to be creative, you need to think out of the box. Because if you're going to be an account manager, I promise you, every day you have to create something that is unique, something that is interesting. Go to the YFM account. I know many people, I know many brands have like people employed to tweet for them. I know most of the guys. I know, okay, this one is this one, this. But of course, when I engage with the brand, I engage as if I'm engaging with the real brand. Yet knowing for real that no, this is so and so. So one thing you must try is try to be creative. Just open a blog. You know, blogs are free. Use WordPress.com, www.wordpress.com. Create a blog. You don't really need to get people reading that blog, but blog about anything you come up with. So what happens if you are looking for work? Chances are that they ask for your Twitter account. Also tell them that I have a blog. They'll go on your blog, they check what you do, and then they'll be like, this person has good writing skills. Even though there's something lacking, but you could use this. You can get employed for that. And for you, it's also practice. You know, there are companies that employ people so that you only maintain their online